Hey guys, Dave here, JDH Reptiles. I'm making this video on a whim. I get asked all the time, how do I pair, when do I pair, how often do I pair, and I believe I'm explaining this very easily over Messenger or through text or whatever the case may be when you guys ask, but then I still see you have either the same questions down the road or you're doing the same things that you really shouldn't be doing. So I figured I would just do a video, show you how we do the breeding here, and hopefully this will help you understand what you should be doing and how often you should be pairing your animals to try and be successful with your breeding season. Now I know some people actually pair their animals even further apart than we do. So this is not a one and only way of doing it, but this is kind of the guide I go by, or this is the guide I go by, and hopefully it'll help answer any of your questions, and hopefully it'll get you to slow down, relax a little bit. Over pairing your animals is definitely detrimental to the health of your males. Males will literally breed themselves to death. So either too many pairings or just overworking the males can be detrimental to their health. So I'm gonna do a little rundown here on the calendar. I'll zoom in, I'll just back out and show you the calendar, and we'll talk about what we do and how we aim to be successful in our breeding season. Alright, so this is going to be this month. I've set the dates up just like it is for this month here, March 2020. So, for all purposes, we're going to shoot this as the animals will lock, and we're going to have a successful month of breeding. So here at JDH Reptiles, we feed every Thursday. So we'll go feed, 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 and this will be April. Feed. Okay. So we feed all our animals on Thursday evening, typically 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. I offer everybody except animals who have ovulated. Other than that, all females, all males, all hatchlings, all grow-ups get offered. If they don't take, that's fine. I still offer. So, with feeding on Thursdays, I pair on Saturdays. So pair. Now we're only going to talk about pairing one pair of animals to make this easy. This is the way I would do all of them in 1 week. However, we're just going to talk about one pair. Okay, so for argument's sake, it's two normals, a male and a female, whatever. So Saturday the 7th, I would introduce the male into the female. So what I mean by that is we always take the male out of his tub and put him into the female's tub. So male goes in. Now I check my tubs typically 3 times a day. I'll check them in the morning when I wake up. I'll typically check them in the afternoon or early evening when I get out of work, and then typically before I go to bed. This doesn't happen every day, sometimes it's just twice a day, but for the most part I typically check 3 times a day. So what I'm looking for is locks, and a lock is when the male's tail should be underneath the female's tail and the tails are intertwined like so. Sitting like this typically is not a lock. The male on top normally is not a lock, but it could be, if her tail's turned this way and they're locked like that, it could be, but typically the male's tail's underneath and they are locked together. I will show a picture of a lock right now. Okay, so that was a solid lock between a male and a female. So for all sakes, that's what we're looking for. So I introduce my male Saturday morning. Let's say I introduce him at 9 a.m. I'm going to leave that male in there all day long, all night. I'll probably check on them. The first day I probably won't check on them until later in the evening because I don't want to always bombard them 3 times a day and see what's going on, but I will keep them together. So let's say through Saturday I don't see anything. And coming over to Sunday, let's say for all sakes, Sunday I see a lock. So lock. I catch that lock at about 11 a.m. Okay? Now it doesn't matter if it's 10 a.m., 9 a.m., 6 a.m., whatever. In the morning, you catch them that first time you look. They're locked together. So that's good. I go into my reptile scan and I write down in there that there is a lock seen. So this is one pairing. Now, again, I want to stop there. A pairing is an outing together. And what I mean by that is this weekend, it don't matter if they lock 18 times. If you see a lock and an unlock, a lock and an unlock, a lock and an unlock 3-4 times, that's still considered one breeding. That's it. Every lock during this weekend is not a breeding. Okay, so a weekend worth is a breeding. That's that. So you will have typically one breeding every 3 to 4 weeks. So, with that being said, let's say they lock together at 11 a.m. I come back in here around 3 o'clock and they're unlocked. I'm going to leave him in there, and the reason why is because it's early in the week. So, 3 p.m. unlock. Okay, I breed from Saturday when I introduce until Tuesday. That way it gives them a day apart. They feed a day apart pairing. That's how I work. So Saturday I introduced. Sunday morning I saw a lock. Sunday afternoon they were unlocked. I still have a couple days left here. Unless this male is going to another female in the same week, he's going to stay in there at least one more day. And also the only other time I'd probably separate them is if this is like their 7th or 8th or 9th lock and it's the last lock for the season, I might pull them. Otherwise, just leave them in there. Let them be. We'll let them be until Monday morning. Monday morning I'll check. Let's say Monday morning they're not locked. If that's the case, I'll pull this male, put him back in his tub, and I'll say I had a successful lock, a successful pairing for this week. Let's say they are locked this morning. Great. What I'll do is I'll go to work, I'll come home. If they unlock when I get back, if they're not locked together, I separate them. Let's say they stay locked all the way through Tuesday. Okay, well when they're done, I separate them. That's still only considered one pairing. That's it. One pairing. Don't matter that they've seen them locked twice. It's still one pairing, one outing. Okay? So that's the main thing. Now, since we had a lock on this week, I go with the day I saw the lock. And this is only Saturday and Sunday is the way I figure this. So, this weekend, they locked. The next time I'm going to pair, that same male normal and female normal, I wait 3 weeks. Don't put them together here. Don't put them together here. I'll pair them here. So what I do is I look at the date they were and I go ahead 3 weeks. So my pairings are on Saturday. 1, 2, 3. This day here, the 28th, that is when I will pair again. There's no reason at all to pair this pairing again on the 14th or the 21st. You're only overworking your males. It's not necessary. Some people will wait 4 to 5 weeks in between breedings. They go an actual shed cycle. I go 3 weeks. So again, it doesn't matter what day they lock, on the 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th. I go by this day because that's the day that I pair, and I count 3 weeks. So if they had paired on Tuesday and unlocked on Tuesday, or even if they unlocked on Wednesday, it's still this week. So I will take my pairing and I'll say, okay, they paired on the 7th or the week of the 7th. We're gonna go 3 weeks. 1, 2, 3. This day is when I introduce them again because they locked. So introduce. And I do the whole thing over again. I'll check them this evening. I'll check them on the 29th. I'll check them on 30th until I see a lock. Now, with that being said, let's say I pair them here, the 7th. And I go the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and I see no locks. The 10th I pull a male. I pull them on the 10th in the morning. When I come down here before I go to work, I check. If they're not locked, I pull them. So, no locks. Pull the male. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a rest day, a feed day, a rest day, and I'm going to pair them again on the 14th. And we're going to start the cycle again. So let's say no lock, no lock, no lock, no lock. Same thing. No lock. Pull the male. Rest, rest, rest. I'm going to pair them one more time right here on the 21st. If I don't see any locks again on these 4 days, I skip. I skip week 4 and I try them again here. Now, if this is the first time these animals are together and I do these 3, no locks, skip, no lock here, I'm going to do a couple things. One, I'm going to verify that I have a male and a female together. So I'm going to pop both of them, make sure I have a male and a female. 2, I may actually introduce a different male on this week down here with the female and see if she just isn't receptive to that male. Or if you don't have another male, you can start the cycle again and pair here and try and pair the 3rd week, etc. It is always possible that the 2 snakes will never come together. They just, whether they don't like each other, the smell's different, whatever the case may be, it is always possible that that will happen. So you have to be mindful of that. You don't want to just keep pairing for no reason if they're not going to lock. Find a different male to introduce to your female. So now we've talked about if they lock or they don't lock. Again, pairing is essential. It helps build follicle growth and obviously will help to fertilize the eggs because the female will retain his sperm until it's time for the ovulation, where she fertilizes the eggs with the male sperm. However, you do not want to overwork your male. There is no reason. If they lock in this week, there's 0 reasons to put them together these 2 weeks. This should be the soonest week. You could even wait 4 weeks and drop them in together. The breeding season is definitely a marathon. It is not a sprint. Alright guys, I hope that was helpful. Hopefully it answered some of your questions. There's a lot more I could get into. We could go a lot further in depth, and maybe we will down the road. If you have any questions at all, it don't matter what it is, if you have a breeding question at all, please leave it in the comments below. Comments below would be great. That way others can see your questions and answers. Maybe others have different answers they want to add to it. That's great. If there's something you do different and you'd like to let us know, leave that down in the comments as well. This is what we do. This is how we do it. And it seems to be very successful for us. Remember, not everything works for everybody. Some things have to be, switched up or changed for your setup. but this is a really good way to follow a good breeding schedule. So give that a try. Be patient. Remember, it's a long distance race, not a sprint. This takes time. It's all, it has to do with Mother Nature as well. So thanks again, guys. Have a good one. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you again on the next video.